Are you an established small business owner or aspiring entrepreneur? Would you like professional advice to help your business grow and succeed? Well, look no further. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center is the territory's #1 resource to move your business forward. Enjoy no-cost advising, low-cost training, and technical assistance from experts in both the public and private sectors. The VISBDC is nationally accredited and sustained by the University of the Virgin Islands and the U.S. Small Business Administration. Visit us at our locations on St. Thomas, St. John, or St. Croix, and follow us on social media at VISBDC. For easy access to all our training and networking events, be sure to join our newsletter and download the VISBDC app. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center, here to help your business start, grow, and succeed.
Good morning, everyone. I bring you greetings on behalf of the VISPDC network. We welcome you to the USPTO series. Today's webinar is entitled, Small Business Owners Learn How to Contract with the USPTO. If you are a small business owner and you want to contract with the USPTO, this webinar is for you. This virtual event is designed to foster collaboration and partnerships between large businesses, small disadvantaged businesses, women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, service-disabled, veteran-owned businesses, 8A businesses, and HUBZone businesses. Although this event will focus on information technology services, all business types are encouraged to attend, so your team can be exposed to mentor-protégé opportunities. Allow me to introduce today's presenter, Ms. Gwendolyn Davis. Gwen Davis grew up in North Dakota and started her contracting career with the U.S. Air Force. She has filled various roles as a contract specialist, contracting officer, and small business specialist throughout her 27 years of federal contracting. Ms. Davis also spent time in the private sector working for small businesses. She obtained her bachelor's degree in management and human resources from Park University in 2008 and currently lives in Minnesota with her husband, Todd, 3 cats, and his spoiled Weimaraner named Gino. Here's a friendly reminder to put your questions in the chat, and they will be addressed by the presenting team either directly in the chat or later during our question and answer segment. Copies of today's presentation will be attached to the post-survey email sent after this live session. We encourage you to take a few minutes of your time to briefly fill out the survey that lets us know how we are doing. This data is essential to us rendering these deliverables complimentary to you. So without further ado, we do see your screen. Ms. Davis, the floor is yours.
Go unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. I explained earlier that I'm used to using Teams and I'm a little rusty on Zoom, but we will do our best here today. Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I'm excited to talk to you about contracting opportunities at USPTO. We are a little different than other federal agencies. So as I'm going through some of the slides, I'll explain that to you. We're going to do a brief rundown of how to use SAM to find opportunities for USPTO and some of the things that you need to look out for. All right, so we'll just jump in. Patent and Trademark Organization is, we are called the Innovation Agency for the United States government. As you can see here, these are some of the things that we purchase. Our most prominent NAICS codes are in the 561, 541, and 519 series. And one of the things that you want to do as a small business is research what an agency buys before you contact them. That will save you time as well as the person you're contacting. And all of that can be done in SAM, which I will go through in just a minute. So before you decide to contract with the federal government, every agency, you need to be in the system for award management. The only purchases that are not required are government purchase card and anything under the micro purchase threshold, which is right now at $10,000. Services over $2,500 and construction over $2,000 have to go through SAM as well, because we can't do those on the purchase card above those levels. You have to have a cage code, a commercial and government entity number assigned by DLA, and now a unique business number, unique identifier assigned by SAM. We used to use DUNS numbers, but those have been replaced with the SAM unique entity identifier. So if you previously had a SAM registration with your DUNS, it should have been converted to the new UIE, unique identity identifier. And then all your business updates can be done on sam.gov. So if any of your status changes, if you get certified as a woman-owned or an STVOSB, that you would update that yourself in the SAM system. So this is what SAM looks like. If you're new to SAM, you can get started right here. If you are needing to renew, there's a button for that. And you can also check your registration. SAM was brought online in 2012. It replaced several other systems that we were using. It's kind of a one-stop shop now. And the registration is free. Again, we are required as government agencies to put anything over 25K per FAR Part 5. But many agencies use this below 25,000 as well, just because that's the best place to get businesses to see your opportunity and to send you requests for quotes or solicitation responses. All of your contractor data is in one place. Even your payment data will be in your registration, although that is not able to be seen by anyone else. SAM is actually interfacing with many of our financial systems, so that's where they'll pull your financial information from when you are due a payment. We also use SAM for market research and data collection. I log in every Monday and pull our small business numbers and also our competition numbers. This is where you'll find contracting opportunities. It used to be Fed Biz Ops. I'm probably dating myself here. We haven't used Fed Biz Ops since about 2012. You can search for contract opportunities by location, by different agency, whether you're looking for a service or a supply or construction contract. Agencies put their requests for information, solicitations, requests for proposals, and awards. And I don't have it on the slide, but I also want to point out that requests for information and sources sought are two different things. A request for information is typically looking for market research information, whereas a sources sought means that they have all of the data, everything they need to put a solicitation out, but they're looking for businesses that are actually interested in that opportunity so they can use that to determine whether it needs to go small business, if they can set it aside further for one of the socioeconomic categories. You'll also find project points of contact in SAM. And I'm going to show you all of that with screenshots. So I did a quick search yesterday as I was updating my slides. I used the federal organization. You can see at the bottom on the left, there's federal organizations. I didn't get the whole block in there, but USPTO's agency ID number is 1344. So I typed that in and I came up with 7 results. And the top one is this John Wiley and Son subscription. And I'll show you the next page where you would click on that title, which is what I did for the next slide. And you can see that this is in the pre-award stage on the top left. This is for a combined synopsis solicitation. So they are actually putting the solicitation out, looking for quotes. Offers are due on the 29th. And you can see that this is on the bottom. It's a small business set aside. The North American Industry Classification Code is 424920 for books, periodicals, and newspaper merchant wholesalers. And then if you scroll down further, you'll see the description. It tells you exactly what we're looking for. It also shows that there's been an amendment on the 22nd, and there's attachments, which I'll show you a little further down. Again, this is 100% small business set aside. And it tells you what exactly that they are looking for from you. Tells you when the quotes are due. They were, the questions were due by the 15th and quotes are due by the 29th. And it also has the points of contact in here, but they will also be on the next slide. And all of this is as you're scrolling down. You can see the primary and secondary point of contact. That would be the contracting specialist and the contracting officer. And then all of the attachments are listed. And this is where you would pull up the solicitation. You can pull up any amendments, the scope of work, pricing sheets. All of those are available to the public and you can download them all. So that's what you'll see when you look at SAM. We also use SAM for market research. There's a lot of market research tools that we use, but SAM is our primary. We actually have to, in our contract file, show that we did SAM searches. And market research is what we use to develop our acquisition strategy, meaning how we're going to purchase this, who we're going to buy it from. Do we have small businesses that are capable of fulfilling our requirements? Again, the socioeconomic categories are woman-owned, service-disabled, veteran, HUBZone, and small disadvantaged businesses. And we try to set aside as many requirements as we can for those businesses because we do have goals from the SBA that we need to meet. And we also use the SBA Small Business Dynamic Search Tool, which is fed by SAM. Most contracting offices, every contracting office I've worked for, and I admit there have been many over my long career. I did a search on that Small Business Dynamic Search using that NAICS code from the SAM requirement that we just looked up, 424920. And I came up with 2 small businesses. And you'll see that we've got their business name, their capabilities narrative, their SBA certifications, and their point of contact. I do want to point out in that capabilities narrative, a lot of times when I'm doing a search, those will be empty. When you're doing your SAM registration, I believe it's at the end of the registration process, you can put in that capabilities narrative, just a small description of what you do. And I have to tell you that many of these are blank in the search tool. And those are the first ones that we rule out. So when you're doing your SAM, make sure that you've got that capabilities narrative in there. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be what your primary offering is, what you do, what your specialty is. So there's many resources for small businesses. We get the SBDC that we're working with today. There's procurement technical assistance centers. They're now called Apex accelerators. I've got the link there for the Virgin Islands Apex organization. They can give you assistance with setting up your SAM. They can also, they have tools that they can help you set up regular searches for the opportunities that you're looking for in your NAICS codes, and they can provide you marketing advice. And then there's also the Small Business Administration in Puerto Rico that also covers the Virgin Islands. And as an aside, I was in Puerto Rico after the hurricanes, Irma and Maria, in 2017. And I used the small business dynamic search tool to find vendors when we needed to rent equipment and hire a company to provide security. I worked on the Blue Roof program, so we had a lot of materials that we had to find warehousing, we had to find security for the warehouse, fork truck drivers. So I used that search, and I worked with the Small Business Administration to find vendors to be able to do that. So it's very important that your Small Business Administration is aware of who you are and that you have your information out there. The Small Business Development Centers, which we're working with today. And there's also the Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE, and they provide mentorship. Many of the people that are volunteering with SCORE are retired contracting officers and executives, and they can provide a lot of mentoring and advice for small businesses that are just getting started. So how do you contract with USPTO? Again, we go to SAM and you use that 1344. You can also use keywords if you're looking for opportunities with other agencies. We have a vendor information page, so you can review our forecast. You can provide a capabilities statement. We have an internal database that we keep track of businesses that are interested in working with us. And then we also, Commerce tries to do an industry day every year. There's different networking events. The Apex Accelerators actually do virtual events where you have matchmaking. So those are also available to you. And another thing you can look for on SAM is special notices where they will announce industry days. We weren't able to have one in 2025. A lot of our funding was cut for outreach. So we're hoping that fiscal year 2026 will be different and we'll be able to get back on track and do those things again. So again, we have the small business vendor information on our webpage, and the slides, I don't know if those will be able to be mailed out. If not, you can email me and I can email you a copy of the slides. All of these underlined things are links, so you can click on them and it'll take you right to the page. To email me your capability statements, we have a smallbusiness@uspto.gov, or you can email me directly at my email on the bottom of the page there. And that is all the slides that I have. I try not to do death by PowerPoint, so hopefully I was able to give you as much information as you need. There is one thing I did forget to mention. USPTO is a little different than other contracting agencies. Congress gave us the authority to act more like a business so we can streamline competition. If you see a request for information and it says that we are using PTAG authority, PTAG authority, we're using our patent and trademark office. I can't remember it now. I'm completely drawing a blank, but it's PTOEA. It's a law that Congress passed so we can streamline competition. And many times we will put in a request for information and we will only send the solicitation out to businesses that reply to that RFI. So if you see one for USPTO and you're interested and it has that PTAG listed in there, make sure that you answer it. Or if you don't have enough time, and this goes for any agency, if you see something and you need to request more time, it doesn't hurt to ask for an extension. The worst they can say is no. And many times if it's an RFI, they have the time and they can extend it. So please do not ever see one out there and think, oh, I don't have time. Make sure you contact the POC listed in SAM and see if you can get an extension, because I've had that happen myself, where somebody said, yeah, I saw something online and it was really a great fit, but we just didn't have time. We want to get the best businesses. for our requirements, the best fit that's going to do a great job for us, that's going to help your business expand and grow. That's what we're here for. So I apologize for not mentioning that when we were on the RFI slide, but I did want to make sure that I got that in. And I think that is everything that I have. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take those now.
Alrighty, thank you for that. So you have any questions? This is the opportunity to unmute your mic and ask directly, or you can place it in the chat and I can read it over. It's not a problem. So what I'll do is I was just gonna let you guys know, okay? So someone is asking for the email address to send capability statements.
Okay, I will type that into the chat.
Okay. Sure. And when you get the chance, if you can share that contact information slide, this is just for everyone in the chat, everyone in the meeting, so they can know how to find the SBDC. I just want you guys to know we have so much more in store for the VI small business community. You can visit our website at www.vispdc.org. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can subscribe to the VI SBDC YouTube channel for new uploads of our webinars. We encourage you to download the VI SBDC app. It's complimentary in the app stores. So that's the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. So persons are grabbing those email addresses from the chat. One is smallbusiness@uspto.gov. And then our presenter's email is gwendolyn.davis@uspto.gov. And during this part, I always share our SBDC training portal. And so for right now, I have all, but I'm gonna go to the on-demand section so you guys can see what you can go back and visit at your leisure. These are a few of the sessions we've had thus far. We want you guys to go ahead, and if you have to rewatch, you can always get access to the PowerPoint slides and connect to the presenter to query and get your questions answered. And so coming up, today we actually have 3 events in progress. We have our in-person workshop happening right now here on the St. Thomas location. We have a webinar that we're currently in. And this evening, our Farmers and Fishers, our Agribusiness Center, is hosting an inventory and balance sheet part 1 workshop. That's going to be from 5 to 6:30 p.m. We want you guys to sign up and register because I'm sorry, that's today. My bad. So tomorrow, the 29th, we'll have part 2 of that session that the Agribusiness Center is hosting, again from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's on St. Croix. It may be a hybrid event. Always go in and register to see if you can get in the room. And tomorrow we have the SBDC advisor, Liza. She specializes in marketing. Tomorrow she'll be presenting on how to develop and maintain a strong brand, keeping your small business relevant. That webinar starts at 11 a.m. We have our USPTO returning on Thursday, and that presentation is going to be by Jason Lott. He's going to be presenting on maintaining your federal trademark registration. On November 3rd, our Agribusiness Center has another training, technical assistance in the business plan. That's from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And then this jumps off our November calendar. We have sessions on AI, we have sessions on business financing, we have sessions on customer service. And so we want you to go ahead and register for as much as these sessions that's applicable to your business and that will benefit you. Registration is open. And so with that being said, I'm just going to double back to the chat. I don't see any additional questions. So we are, on behalf of the entire VI SBDC network, it's always a pleasure collaborating with the USPTO on informational sessions like these. We appreciate you guys always being willing to serve the VI community with these resources. And so to everyone in the office, we thank you for in the meeting. We thank you for your time and attendance. And on behalf of the entire VI SBDC network, We wish you a productive rest of day. This session will be converted into the on-demand format where you can watch the pre-recorded version. And all of the participants in today's meeting, just check your email in a few minutes. You will receive a copy of today's presentation. So no more questions. That pretty much sums it up. Any final words, Ms. Davis, before we sign off?
I just want to thank you again for the opportunity to speak. If you have any questions, you have my email. I'm happy to answer them. And maybe someday I'll get to do this presentation in person.
We'll look forward to that. So once again, thank you. And everyone, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.